Okay, today we are going to work the deep core muscles. So we're going to start by lying on our back on the floor with our knees bent, okay? So we're here and there's space underneath my back right now, and what we're going to do is flatten our backs into the mat, pulling our ribs in tight, belly button in towards the spine. And I just want you to hold that for about a count of 5 and then relax. And so you can see that I'm doing a pelvic tilt here, and I'm pushing that low back into the mat, pulling my ribs in, holding, and then relax. I'm going to emphasize the arch here, then rolling it under, flattening that back like you're trying to make an imprint into sand of your low back, and then relax. Okay, so we're going to do 5 of these. Hold it in. Count to 5, make sure you're breathing, and then relax. And one more, rolling those hips under, pushing that low back into the mat, hold it here, and relax. And so now what I'm going to have you try to do is, as you roll your hips back into the mat, you're going to do that first. Then I want you to try to pull up and do a Kegel with your pelvic floor muscles. So you're here, holding, counting to 5, and then relax. Okay, so that's 1. Let's do 5 of these. Roll those hips under, pull those ribs in tight, Kegel, hold, and relax. That's 2. I'm gonna go again. Roll those hips under, do your Kegel, hold it. And you can even count out loud. Sometimes that helps to make sure that you're breathing. And then relax. And let's do 2 more. Rolling those hips under, pulling your pelvic floor muscles in tight, pulling those ribs in tight, breathing, and relax. Let's go for 1 more. All right. So now we're going to take it a step further by lifting up our legs. So we're at a 90-degree bend at our hips and about 90 degrees at our knees, okay? So again, you're going to rotate that low back into the mat so you have a posterior pelvic tilt, holding your abdominals tight, your ribs in. You can even put your hands here so you can feel what's happening. And as you're doing this, you're going to straighten one leg out, keeping that low back pressing into the mat. Bring it in. So then we go to the other side, out and in, out and in. Nice and slow. And just make sure that as you're doing this, you are keeping that low back really pressing into the mat. Sometimes it wants to come away. If you're really, really weak, it wants to arch away like this. And if it's doing that, then just don't extend your leg as far. Just go a little bit higher, okay? Okay, so it looks just like that. From there, once you get comfortable and you feel strong, you can add an arm, opposite arm. Bring it in, out, and in. Still smashing that low back into the mat, and in, and out, and in. Okay, the next move that I want you to try is pulling your knees up, smashing that low back again into the mat, taking your hands and putting them right on your knees. And you're gonna push into your knees, push your hands and your knees against each other, count to 5, and then relax. Okay, try it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, relax. Push again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, relax. 2 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, relax. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a really good one for a nice, strong abdominal contraction. The next move that I want you to try is a bridge. So you're going to walk your heels close to your hiney, and you're going to lift your hips up, drawing your core in tight, squeezing your tush, and then back down. Okay, squeeze, pulling those ribs in, and back down. Lift and squeeze, back down. To take it a step further, you can lift one at a time. By doing this single leg, you're having to stabilize the pelvis using those core muscles. So this is a really good deep core exercise. Back down, nice and slow. Lift and hold. Back down. Okay. And then last but not least, we're gonna flip it over onto your hands and knees here. And you're gonna draw your belly button in towards your spine and do a camel. Hold, pull those ribs in tight, breathe. So this is an isometric contraction of the core. And then relax. Draw it all in, pull those ribs in tight, belly button in towards your spine. Keep breathing, hold it. And then relax. And then draw it in. From there, you can find a neutral spine. So it's not here, but it's right in between, holding everything nice and straight and tight. And you can work on extending that leg back. Again, you really got to just focus on keeping your tummy tight as you're doing this. You're going to feel it in your hips and glutes as well. Back. You can start there, and then as this gets easier, you can add opposite arm. So here, and down. This even gets your back extensors, your multifidi, because you're having to try to keep your pelvis stable so that you don't fall. It's just nice and slow, keeping that core drawn in nice and tight. And that is it. So those are some deep core exercise movements that you can try. Maybe start with 10 of each movement, and you can progress from there.